In this video, I'm going to tell you how to stop overeating healthy food. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my resources below. And if you want to speak with me, there is also a link in the description box. One of the complaints I get about recovery is overeating healthy food. Healthy food is kind of nebulous. I'm assuming it's single ingredient foods like fruits, vegetables, beans, or other simple foods that most people consider healthy. This as opposed to cookies, ice cream, candy, all of the typical bingeable food. Is overeating healthy food okay? I'm going to answer that question. And also how to start eating reasonable quantities of it. The first thing I want to say is you like the behavior but not necessarily the food. Who likes to overeat carrots? Who likes to overeat potatoes? Who likes to overeat hummus? Most people don't like to overeat that stuff. But when you are recovering from an eating disorder, you are used to massive quantities of food. Whether you're a binge eater or a bulimic, you're not used to normal portions, normal sizes. You either starve or you go big. And learning how to eat reasonable quantities again is going to be a process. It's not something that you're going to learn in a few days. But you like living without limits. You like living without constraints. That's one of the appeals of an ED, is that you feel like you can do whatever you want. There are no consequences. There's no price to be paid. You can just do whatever you want. I think everybody wants to do that at some point, but at what cost? And when you have an ED, you've been doing it for so long. So the damage is accumulated. It's not something that you do just once. And you're so used to that high, that thrill. You're so used to living large that you don't want to give it up. And this is one of the hard things about moving on, is that you like that thrill. You like the behavior. You like the comfort and the escape that it provides. But all good things need to come to an end. I have other videos on recovery, so you should go check those out. The point here is you don't necessarily like the food itself. You just like the habit. The second thing I want to say is overeating healthy food is a natural progression from overeating or binging on bingeable food. You go from overeating and binging on candy and other concoctions of fat and sugar to overeating more boring, more mundane foods. This is pretty typical. So if you find yourself overeating natural, healthy foods, it's a good sign of your progression. You don't go from binging on ice cream one day to eating a whole foods organic diet in normal quantities in one day. So think of this as the next step. It's not the final step, but it is the next step. And it is a sign that you are recovering. You could have chosen anything else, but you decided to choose something that is a little more boring, which indicates that you are demonstrating greater and greater amounts of control over what you eat, and that's a good sign. Eating less exciting foods is something that you need to do. You've had a little too much fun in what you eat. Now you need less fun. Having said that, it's not a behavior that you want to do long term. Overeating is overeating. Binging is binging. Even the most nutritious foods in excess are less healthy than junk food in reasonable quantities. Excess calories from any source are not good. You're just going to accumulate excess fat, and then that excess fat can become inflammatory. Now you're in this state of inflammation, which is not what you want. So you shouldn't be satisfied. You should be satisfied with the progress, but you need to understand that there are other milestones that you need to hit. Losing weight by any means is often healthier than the best diet if it's in excess. Shout out to the Carb Sane blog. The good thing about overeating healthy foods is that it's less exciting and you're not going to reach the catastrophic amounts of food that you were eating when you were binging on ice cream and other snacks. It's really hard to binge on potatoes. Yes, you're getting the volume, but you're not getting the excitement, and it's more filling, and you're not going to be compelled to eat that nearly as much as Snickers bars. A lot of processed foods are deliberately designed to make you eat more. They're not designed to satiate you. But when you eat stuff like quinoa and grilled chicken breast and salad, it's not as compelling. And that's the point. You need less excitement, less fun, less entertainment in your diet overall. When you're in that recovery phase, you don't want a lot of fun. You don't want a lot of appealing foods. You don't want your favorite foods. You don't want all of those bingeable foods. You can incorporate that later if you choose, but right now, I would cut it out. There is no strict definition of healthy and unhealthy. It's somewhat subjective. If you're a keto advocate, anything with carbs is unhealthy. If you're a vegan, anything that comes from an animal is unhealthy. But most people can agree that single ingredient foods with minimal processing are considered healthy. Nobody can agree on what a perfect diet is. Nobody can agree on what the best diet is. Nobody can agree what that fine line is between healthy and unhealthy. Your idea is different from mine. But I think all of us can agree that potatoes are healthier than potato chips. And that feta cheese is probably better than Cheez-Its. But try not to categorize everything. Don't say, this is unhealthy, this is really unhealthy. Most things are on a spectrum. Some things are healthier than others, some things are less healthy than others. Some things are more processed than others, some foods are less processed than others. So don't think in black and white. Think in terms of spectrum. So now you're overeating healthy foods, what is the next step? The next step is to quantify how much you're eating and then gradually go down. Let's say you're eating 3,000 calories a day of healthy food. Well, get that down to 2,500, then 2,000, then 15. Make gradual changes in what you eat, but you need to quantify. Typically, I'm not a huge fan of calorie counting, but in this case, it might be indicated. If you don't want to count calories, measure in terms of cups or bowls or portions or whatever. However you measure it, you need to start hacking. Also focus on the behavior. Try not to eat when you're distracted. Try not to eat when you're driving. Try not to eat when you're being entertained. If you can focus on those behaviors, you will automatically eat less. And whatever you do, don't go back to your old binge foods. That's regression. In summary, if you're overeating healthy foods, that's a sign of recovery and progress, but you still have a lot of work to do. Are you overeating healthy foods? Let me know in the comments below. Hope you found this video educational and entertaining. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my resources below. If you liked this video, I'm sure you'll like one of the other videos that you see on the screen. Click one of them, and I'll see you there.